Hey up. Right, when I was a kid, I think 9 or 10, I was still in primary school, we went on a school trip to the Lake District. And we stayed in a place called the Tower Hotel in Keswick. I actually had a look for it a couple of years ago, and I can't find it anymore. Presumably they've just changed the name of the hotel because it was a beautiful historic building. Now, we were there for a week, and of course it was a week of rambling or walking. So we all had to have like rucksacks and water bottles, the kind of things that you need when you're walking in that sort of countryside. Now, I can't actually remember what sort of bag I took with me, but I remember that one of the teachers that was escorting us, a Mr. Frost, I didn't like Mr. Frost much, he was a bit too strict, had this really splendid canvas rucksack. Now, he was one of those sort of sporty, outside, outdoorsy type teachers. A really well-spoken, thin, wiry guy with a beard and a bad temper. But he had this marvellous rucksack with him. It wasn't new. It was a sort of olive green, and it was made from canvas with brown leather fittings. I think even then it must have been considered vintage because, nylon rucksacks were just becoming the rage at the time. We're talking mid-1970s. And he must have had it for years. I mean, certainly since the 1960s, possibly even the 1950s. And to my eyes, it looked fantastic. I was really envious of that bag. It was exactly what a proper rucksack or knapsack or backpack, whatever you want to call it, should be. Now, I think I can safely say that I never ride a motorcycle without having some sort of either crossbody bag or backpack with me. Panniers are great, but if I need to leave the bike unattended, I need to have stuff like my camera, a small tripod, my phone, my wallet, my keys on my person. I don't obviously like leaving them behind. So for me, running this channel, a backpack is the ideal solution, and I have a few. Now, they all are great in their own ways. They all have the pluses and the minuses. Some are highly practical, but they don't look particularly stylish. Some are stylish, but they lack practicality, especially in our horrible, damp, wet climate here in the UK. I mean, leather is great, but our climate can overwhelm leather with time. So I was particularly pleased about a month ago when, quite unexpectedly, a package arrived from TripMachine. Their new Rambler backpack, which also doubles up as a pannier. This is a bit of a departure from TripMachine's usual fare. Obviously, they're famous for the leather goods, but this time they've gone for a combination of leather and very heavy-duty waxed canvas. And my apologies, I've had to sort of pinch some of their footage from one of their promotional videos because the weather on the day of filming just wasn't fit for riding. For those of you that are not familiar with waxed canvas, this is a standard canvas which, as the name might suggest, has been treated with a wax dressing. It's 100% natural, and it represents the very first waterproof membrane used for clothing, luggage, etc. I think first used by sailors about 2 centuries ago using sailcloth treated with wax to make waterproof jackets. Treated in this way, the canvas does not rot. It becomes 100% waterproof, and it can last for decades. It was adopted by motorcyclists in the very earliest days of motorcycling as being the only practical way of keeping a rider dry. It's tough as old boots. In some respects, it's self-healing if it's punctured, and it looks fantastic. And if you watch this channel on a regular basis, you'll know it is my preferred material for waterproof motorcycle clothing. And of course, luggage. It has a vintage earthiness about it that no other material captures. And TripMachine have combined that with their usual artisanal manufacturing skills to produce what I believe is an outstanding backpack and convertible pannier. Make no mistake, this is a very heavy-duty piece of motorcycle luggage, and TripMachine seem to have thought of absolutely everything. For once, they have actually lined this bag with what I think is a finer blue cotton. Or it might be synthetic, I'm not quite sure. It has an open sort of slip-in wallet pocket and an internal zip pocket. And as we've come to expect from TripMachine, not one, but 2 key clips. This ensures that no matter how much clutter you have in your bag, you can always keep your keys safe and sound at the top, easily accessible whenever you need them. A very useful feature that can save a lot of frustration fumbling about in the bottom of your bag trying to find your keys. The main fastening of this bag is by a zip with a large wax-treated storm flap that will keep the worst of the weather away from the zip area. The bag has one internal flap to segregate a laptop or a tablet from your main luggage. The bag has 2 large pockets at the front and 2 large pockets at the side. It also comes with a set of straps for attachment to your bike if you want to use it as an ad hoc pannier, and I'll get onto that in a moment. Now, there are 2 additional straps near the top fastening of the bag. These are useful for me because I often travel with a compact tripod or sometimes even a water bottle. These are designed to accommodate those sort of items. You can leave the flap on your side pockets open, put your flask or your tripod into that pocket, and then use those straps to secure it so that it won't fall out. All fittings appear to be brass. Now, the main storm flap fastens down with 2 conventional leather straps with conventional buckles. But if you prefer not to fumble about with those, they are also fitted with speed fasteners, sort of a spring-loaded clasp, that will give you faster entry to the bag while still maintaining that sort of classic vintage look. The bag being a backpack obviously comes with a set of shoulder straps, and these are very manly padded shoulder straps, very comfortable, and they are adjustable for length according to your body size. Just for guidance, I'm a 48 chest and I had no problems whatsoever adjusting these for a good fit. They should easily accommodate someone far larger than me. Now, on the back of the bag there are some additional straps with press studs on the end. These are designed to restrain the shoulder straps when you want to use the bag as a pannier. And there are also 4 brass D-rings to assist with attachment to the bike. There's an additional open pocket at the bottom rear of the bag used for sort of tucking away the remainder of the shoulder straps so they don't get tangled up in your back wheel or anything. And then there's a hidden pocket. It fastens up with Velcro and it's used to secrete a waterproof cover. I think I can honestly say TripMachine have thought of absolutely everything for this bag. This means that the waterproof cover is easily accessible while the bag is fitted to the bike, and it has an elasticated sort of toggle system on the back to secure it so that it doesn't blow off if you're travelling at speed. As with all bags of this type, the zip is the weakest link when it comes to, driving rain, and this easily accessible, easily fitted cover helps you to dial that problem out. And I don't see any reason why you couldn't sort of use the waterproof cover while you're using the bag as a backpack. Although I have endured quite a lot of rain with this bag without using the cover, partly because at first I didn't know it was there, and I've not experienced any water ingress. Using this backpack as a pannier is really simplicity itself. You can find suitable attachment points on most motorcycles. I just dragged the Hunter out of the garage, which by the way I still have, it hasn't been collected yet, mainly because it was at the front of the garage and it was the easiest to access. You simply attach the loops to a suitable part on the seat rail or something similar. A total of 4 securing points is ideal, although I think on most bikes you can get away with just 2 to actually hang the bag on. A pannier rail of some sort would be advantageous, but I don't think it's necessary, not 100% necessary anyway. As with all soft luggage, it just requires a bit of trial and error to get a fit that you're happy with. And this bag is pretty universal, it should fit most motorcycles. This is a really well made, convenient bag that looks great and just works. The inclusion of a carrying handle on the top just is the icing on the cake, really. I don't know whether I'll be making a Christmas list video this year or not, but if I do, this bag will definitely be on it. Now, I've been using this bag extensively for several weeks. I used it while I was filming all the Hunter review videos. It held my camera equipment and everything else that I needed to have with me perfectly. It worked really well. And I also used it when I visited the NEC at Birmingham, the bike show. Now, it's about a 20-minute walk from the car park to the actual venue itself, and it was chucking it down with rain both when I got there and when I left. Seriously nasty, heavy rain. This bag never skipped a beat, no water got inside. It did exactly what it's supposed to do. I always found it difficult to criticise TripMachine gear, and this bag is no exception. Now, these type of waxed cotton or waxed canvas products do need a little bit of maintenance. If you're using this bag regularly, day in, day out, it probably will need retreating about once a year. If you're only using it occasionally, you'll probably get away with, every 18 months, 2 years, or even longer. Retreatment is not difficult. I actually enjoy it. I find it quite therapeutic, and there are plenty of waxed cotton dressings on the market. I personally favour the Barber Thornproof dressing because it's easily accessible and it's not too expensive. And I have in the past actually made a video on how to retreat wax. I'll see if I can add that to the information button, top right hand side of your screen. Now, while I've had this bag, it has been thoroughly tested by a trained attack kitten, as can be seen by the numerous scratches on the bag. The great thing about waxed cotton is, if you get sort of puncture holes that don't actually damage the weave itself, i.e. kitten claws and teeth, the wax dressing will heal. Just put the bag in a warm place or even apply a little bit of gentle heat to it with a hairdryer or something similar, and the wax will migrate back to the damaged area, resealing it. This is why waxed cotton has lasted, over 2 centuries as a fantastic waterproof membrane, although it does tend to occupy the premium end of the market these days. And quite rightly so, it has a sort of heirloom quality about it. Now, if I can, I'll see if I can negotiate a discount code or something from Sid at TripMachine, and if I can, I'll pop it at the video description down below. Just enter it at checkout and you'll get whatever discount I can persuade him to give you. And if I can sort that out, of course, that discount code will apply to any of TripMachine's products on their official website. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this and my other videos, and in doing so helping to support this channel. I really do appreciate it. I would also appreciate it if you would leave a like on this video. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to this channel. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell and ensure that all your notifications are enabled. I am, of course, going to be back on Friday, so until then, please, ride safely, and I'll see you soon.